everyone, hope you're doing well. Thank you for checking out my channel and video. Now this is going to be a new project, something I've wanted to do for a number of years now. I just never got around to it. I've been living in Japan for about 7 years now, and over that time I've collected quite a few retro games. You're seeing right now here Pokémon Snap. And what I'd like to do is just possibly talk about my experience with the game, do an unboxing, even though it's not a new copy. This has had a previous owner. It's clearly used. But one thing about Japanese games, opposed to North American, I would assume European as well, are that I tend to find that Japanese owners usually take better care of their products. For example, as you know, in America, most Nintendo games, or most cartridge games, for that matter, are loose. They don't include a box. If you were to purchase them at a used game store, you would probably only find the cartridge. The box would be harder to find because they're cardboard. Most people, typically, I think, when they were kids, when they would get these games for their birthday or Christmas, they'd probably just toss the boxes in the trash. That's what I did as a kid, and I regret it to this day. But for whatever reason, most Japanese owners tend to keep the boxes. So if you go into a game store today, you'd be hard-pressed to find a copy of Pokemon Snap, I don't know, like new, for 1,000 yen. My point is that you'd be hard-pressed to find something over 1,000 yen, $10, whereas in the States it'd be maybe double or triple the price. Anyway, let's crack this open. And by the way, I'm drinking sweet potato milk, so I don't recommend this. I don't buy this. All right. Now this art, the cover art, I believe was the same for the at least the North American version of the game. Interestingly, this box, I believe what they were going for was sort of a camera roll box. So if you were to look at a standard Nintendo 64 box, here's Mario Party 2. It seems like they were going for a camera roll sort of packaging with this. Pretty unique. Anyhow, here's the back of the box. He's kind of an interesting character. I think his name was Todd in the American game. All right. So I had received this game back in Christmas of, must have been 1999. And I have pretty fond memories with this game. It's short. I mean, you could play it in one playthrough. Even as a kid, it was simple enough to do, but there was a good amount of replay value with this game, just going for high scores. Now, here's a cartridge. Interestingly, here was a spot for your name, and I believe your phone number. For whatever reason, if you lose your cartridge. I think the American version of Pokemon Stadium had this. This has been whited out. I have 2 copies of this game. A better condition one, but the owner's name and phone number are still there, so I don't really care to blur that out. Anyway, here's the cartridge. Not so many inserts with this one. Most Japanese N64 games include a little pamphlet exclusively for controls, but sometimes they have some nice artwork to go along with it. Here you go. There's Okido. There, Professor Oak. There's, okay, we've got Rapidash. There's a mean-looking Meowth. Some of the items you can collect. The apple. I believe this was called the Pester Ball. And the Poke Flute. All right. Now here's something that unfortunately most games today do not include, which is the instruction manual. Now, as a kid, I would always love to dive into these just for the art alone. Not so much for controls or tips, but usually just for this art. There's a letter from Professor Oak from the Pokémon Laboratory. You'll find in the 90s, possibly even into the 2000s. You find a lot of spelling mistakes like this. Not so common today. It happens, but not as common. I really like the design of the vehicle that you ride in this game. It's gives off really or Toriyama, Akira Toriyama vibes. I could see Goku riding that thing. All right, now here's the island that you play through in Pokemon Snap. All right, just a view of the controls and the items. It's an interesting face he's making. Now, again, I'm not quite sure if who this series of videos is for. I would imagine that a myriad of YouTubers have gone over these already, probably much better than I have. But it's just something that I'm doing to kill time. And I think that maybe a lot of Western players just haven't seen what these Japanese manuals or the Japanese boxes look like. Now, another unique feature to this game was the fact that you could, well, in America, you could go into a Blockbuster and via interesting machine that they had in the store, if you plugged your game pack in, you could print off stickers of photos that you've taken in the game, which is really unique. As a kid, my parents wouldn't let me do it. It was too expensive. But I was always really envious of those who actually were able to do that. Now, here, actually, it looks as though you would have had to call a phone number to receive the stickers and the prints. Okay, so in Heisei 11, I think it was 1999, from only 2 months, it was only a 2-month period, you could do that in Japan. I could be wrong on that. I wasn't here in 1999, but interesting that maybe you had to call and get your stickers that way, or at least get the sheets that way. And I think that concludes this video. Again, I can't imagine that these videos are too exciting. I mean, this is amateur hour when it comes to YouTubing, but if you enjoyed what you saw, please give it a like, I guess, and write in the comments what was your favorite Pokemon in Pokemon Snap. All right, take care.